Welcome to the special story on Monsoon Mahim. I'm your host Jyoti, bringing you the latest updates. Let's dive into the details. The 2025 monsoon season has rewritten the narrative of India's climate reality. What began as an early arrival of rains in Kerala on May 24 quickly escalated into one of the most destructive and erratic monsoons in recent history. From cloudburst in the Himalayas to urban flooding in southern metros, the country has witnessed a relentless barrage of natural disasters, testing its resilience, emergency response systems. Tragedy in the hills, Kishtwar's cloudburst horror in Jammu and Kashmir's Kishtwar district. Tragedy struck during the sacred Mahel Mata Yatra. A massive cloudburst hit Chasoti village between noon and 1 p.m., unleashing flash floods that swept away community kitchens, vehicles and temporary shelters. Over 30 pilgrims lost their lives and more than 100 remain missing. The yatra was suspended immediately and rescue operations were launched under treacherous conditions. Washed out roads and poor visibility hampered efforts, forcing authorities to set up control rooms and helplines for distraught families.
ఇది చెట్టు మొత్తం రోడ్ అడ్డం తిరిగిపడి బండి ఉంది కానీ ఎవరు బండి మీద పడేది అప్పుడే అది ఏమైనా అయిందా అన్న బండికి ఏమైనా అయిందా మనిషి ఉన్నారా పార్కింగ్లు ఉందా ఒరే అన్న అట్లకెళ్ళి ఓకురే
While this incident has reignited concerns about pilgrimage safety and the increasing frequency of cloudbursts in the Himalayan region, events that scientists now link to warming temperatures and unstable atmospheric conditions.
చెట్టు మొత్తం రోడ్ అడ్డం తిరిగిపడి
Well, if you look onto the Bihar underwater rivers, breach and lives lost. In the eastern state of Bihar, the monsoon turned catastrophic torrential rains caused the Ganga and Gandak rivers to swell beyond danger levels, inundating districts like Patna, Bhagalpur and Sitamarhi. At least 26 people have died and thousands have been displaced. Rescue teams from the National Disaster Response Force NDRF and State Disaster Response Force SDRF have been deployed across the state, working around the clock to evacuate stranded residents and provide relief. Schools and community centers have been converted into makeshift shelters. But beyond the immediate crisis lies a deeper concern. Bihar's agricultural belt has suffered extensive crop damage, threatening food security and livelihoods in a region already grappling with the poverty and underdevelopment. Let's take a look. Uttarakhand, nestled in the fragile Himalayan ecosystem, faced a series of devastating cloudbursts and glacial breaches. Flash floods in Uttarkashi and Darali wiped out homes, roads and pilgrimage camps, stranding over 1,200 people. A temporary lake formed near Harsil due to debris blockage, raising fears of a glacial lake outburst. Flood GLOF, a phenomenon increasingly linked to a global warming. Meanwhile, Himachal Pradesh saw relentless landslides and flash floods. Shimla, Kullu and Lahaul Spiti districts were cut off as over 300 roads were blocked and bridges washed away. The death toll has crossed 135, with the dozens still missing. The state government has declared a disaster emergency and announced rupees 3,000 crore mitigation plan. Tourism, agriculture and transport sectors have been severely impacted with economic losses estimated at rupees 2,104 crore. In the national capital region, Delhi, the Yamuna River surged dangerously close to its warning mark of 205.33 meters. Red alerts were issued as waterlogging crippled key areas like Lajpat Nagar, RK Puram and ITO. Traffic snails, flight delays and school closures followed. The Hathinkund barrage in Haryana released over 65,000 cusecs of water, exacerbating the flood risk downstream. Delhi's drainage infrastructure, already strained by rapid urban expansion, failed to cope with the deluge. The crisis has reignited debates around sustainable urban planning and the urgent need for climate resilient development in India's mega cities.
लेंगे आगे क्या हो गया मोदी इसमें मोदी का काम हद हो गई मोदी सरकार तो सरकार क्या रेखा रेखा गुप्ता के पास भी नहीं है एनसीडी तो सारी इसी के पास है रेखा गुप्ता के पास केजरीवाल भरेंगे और क्या करेंगे
Southern India was not spared for this monsoon mahim. Telangana and Andhra Pradesh were battered by overnight rainfall, exceeding 20 centimeters in several locations. Hyderabad witnesses severe urban flooding with roads submerged and power outages. Reported across multiple districts, in Vijayawada, a 51-year-old man tragically died after falling into an open drainage system. During heavy rains, the Prakasham barrage released over 5.67 lakh cusecs of water, triggering a second flood warning and forcing evacuations in low-lying areas. Schools were shut and emergency funds released to support relief efforts. The Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation was placed on high alert with instructions to monitor vulnerable zones and ensure IT employees could work from home.
కంటిన్యూగా నడపాలన్నా హాలిడేస్ ఇవ్వాలన్నా పరిస్థితిని బట్టి అంచనా వేసుకోండి. అదేవిధంగా ఐటీ ప్రొఫెషనల్స్ కూడా వర్క్ ఫ్రమ్ హోమ్ చేయడానికి అవకాశం ఉంటే వాళ్ళని కూడా అప్రమత్తం చేయండి. వీలైనంత మేరకు ప్రజల్ని రోడ్ల మీదకి రాకుండా జాగ్రత్తగా సేఫెస్ట్ ప్లేస్లో ఉండేటట్టు డిపార్ట్మెంట్ పరంగా అప్రమత్తం చేయండి. మీరు కూడా డిఫరెంట్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్, నేను స్పెషల్ చీఫ్ సెక్రటరీ ఐటీ అండ్ వాళ్ళకు కూడా సంజయ్ కూడా నేను ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ ఇస్తున్నా. శ్రీధర్ బాబు గారితో కోఆర్డినేట్ చేసుకొని ఐటీ కంపెనీలు కూడా వీలైతే నెక్స్ట్ 2-3 రోజులు వర్క్ ఫ్రమ్ హోమ్ చేసుకోవడానికి అవకాశం ఉంటే దాన్ని కూడా ఎగ్జామిన్ చేయమని వాళ్ళకి చెప్పండి, వాళ్ళని అలర్ట్ చేయండి. సైబరాబాద్ కమిషనర్ కూడా ఆ ఏరియాలో ఐటీ కంపెనీలు టచ్లు ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి వీలైతే సైబరాబాద్ కమిషనర్ గారు కూడా వాళ్ళతో కోఆర్డినేషన్ చేసుకొని వీలైనంత మేరకు వర్క్ ఫ్రమ్ హోమ్ అయ్యేటట్టు చూడండి. దాంతో ఏంటంటే రోడ్ల మీదకి కొంత ట్రాఫిక్ తక్కువ ఉంటే హ్యాండిల్ చేయడం ఈజీ అవుతుంది. స్కూల్స్ అండ్ కాలేజెస్ కూడా పరిస్థితి బాగాలేకపోతే అవసరమైతే సెలవులు ప్రెసిడెంట్ గారికి సూచన చేస్తున్న స్కూల్స్ కాలేజెస్ కూడా కంటిన్యూగా నడపాలన్నా, హాలిడేస్ ఇవ్వాలన్నా పరిస్థితిని బట్టి అంచనా వేసుకోండి. అదేవిధంగా ఐటీ ప్రొఫెషనల్స్ కూడా వర్క్ ఫ్రమ్ హోమ్ చేయడానికి అవకాశం ఉంటే వాళ్ళని కూడా అప్రమత్తం చేయండి. వీలైనంత మేరకు ప్రజల్ని రోడ్ల మీదకి రాకుండా జాగ్రత్తగా సేఫెస్ట్ ప్లేస్లో ఉండేటట్టు డిపార్ట్మెంట్ పరంగా అప్రమత్తం చేయండి. మీరు కూడా డిఫరెంట్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్, నేను స్పెషల్ చీఫ్ సెక్రటరీ ఐటీ అండ్ వాళ్ళకు కూడా సంజయ్ కూడా నేను ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ ఇస్తున్నా. శ్రీరాబాబు గారితో కోఆర్డినేట్ చేసుకొని ఐటీ కంపెనీ కూడా వీలైతే నెక్స్ట్ 2-3 రోజులు వర్క్ ఫ్రమ్ హోమ్ చేసుకోవడానికి అవకాశం ఉంటే దాన్ని కూడా ఎగ్జామిన్ చేయమని.
Northeast in crisis. Landslides and displacement. In Northeast India, the monsoon arrived early. With the overwhelming force, Assam emerged as the worst hit state, with over 633,000 people affected across 21 districts. At least 17 deaths were reported and nearly 15,000 hectares of crops were damaged. Mizoram recorded an astonishing 598 landslides across 11 villages in 4 districts. Like Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh reported widespread displacement and infrastructure damage. Rivers like the Brahmaputra and Katkal flowed above danger levels, inundating villages and forcing thousands into relief camps. The region's fragile terrain and limited connectivity made rescue and relief operations particularly challenging.
రండి రండి
Okay now. Well, coming to central India's rainfall whiplash due to monsoon mayhem. Let's get in brief into the story. Central India experienced a different kind of crisis. Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Odisha recorded significant rainfall deficits in June and early July, only to be hit by sudden downpours in mid-August. This erratic pattern disrupted sowing cycles, damaged crops and strained water resources. Gujarat, which initially faced drought-like conditions, began experiencing flood-like situations as rainfall intensified. The India Meteorological Department attributed these anomalies to a low-pressure system over the Bay of Bengal and a series of western disturbances, storm systems of Mediterranean origin, that appeared more frequently than usual this year.
आएंगे इधर।
मैं लड़ा हो तो मैं नदी में दो टांग लगाया 4 बजे बारिश के साथ है
तो मैं तो 4 बजे उठाऊँ, मैं 10 बजे निकलूँ।
वीडियो बनाने से
क्यों भेजेंगे आगे? क्या हो गया? मोदी इसमें मोदी का काम हद हो गई। मोदी को
मैं लड़ा सरकार तो मुझे लगा
सरकार क्या रेखा रेखा गुप्ता के पास भी नहीं है। एमसीडी तो सारी इसी के पास है। रेखा गुप्ता का उसके पास केजरीवाल का, तो केजरीवाल को कराना चाहिए ना, वो शांति से बैठा हुआ है। और रेखा गुप्ता करा भी नहीं सकता। वो तो जितना भरेंगे ही भरेंगे, और क्या करेंगे। साफ सफाई होगी पूरा, गाय वही पन्नियाँ खा रही हैं मजे से।
Coming to southern states like Kerala, Kerala's microburst and lightning whirlwinds. Kerala, where the monsoon first arrived, saw a 9% rainfall deficit by the end of the July. However, August brought localized intense rainfall events, including microburst and lightning whirlwinds in districts like Thrissur and Angamalai. These short-lived but powerful storms caused flash floods and property damage, raising concerns about the increasing unpredictability of monsoon behavior. With the Onam festival approaching, authorities have ramped up disaster preparedness, knowing that August historically coincides with the peak monsoon activity.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम, मेरा नाम शमीम है। मैं रहने वाला जम्मू एंड कश्मीर रजौरी तो अज जड़ो ये फ्लड की वजह तो जड़ी इन मकाना की हालत हो गई है। जो है मकाना की कुछ ऐसी हालात हो गई है, देख सकें तुम।
एक मल्ला है हमारा जिसको जुब्बैल मल्ला कहा जाता है, वहाँ से हम घरों से निकाल हमारे
भाई लोगों सब खा लो, सब खा लो। किसी को तो देखा नीचे जाएंगे सर हम।
The IMD has acknowledged the limitations of current forecasting models, which fail to predict several key low-pressure systems in response. Oceanic instruments like drifter buoys and agrofloats are being deployed in the Bay of Bengal to improve real-time data collection and forecasting accuracy. These technologies aim to enhance early warning systems and provide more reliable predictions for vulnerable regions, but technology alone won't solve the crisis. The 2025 monsoon has laid bare the urgent need for climate-resilient infrastructure, adaptive urban planning, and coordinated disaster response. Investments in drainage systems, river embankments, and community-based disaster management are no longer optional, they are essential. The season has also highlighted the importance of interstate coordination as river systems and weather patterns do not adhere to administrative boundaries. As India faces increasingly erratic monsoons, the focus must shift from reactive relief to proactive planning. Thus the wrap of the Monsoon Mahim. This is Jyoti signing off.